Hello, my lovey. We are blessed today to be here with Chris Janke, the most fabulous person. I have been on his podcast a couple times. Glad to have him on mine. Chris, hello and welcome to the show.
Hi, Mel. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you being here. So Chris is big into fitness, and I am big into mental health. So the thing that we were just talking about is there's such a strong link between the two. It's a zero-sum game. It's our whole body. And that includes our mind, it includes our wiring, and it includes our muscles and our fitness. So tell me more about that, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny. I'm 43 now, but I think my motivation for exercise has changed a lot over the years, right? So when I was younger, it was a lot of sports. I loved playing sports. A lot of that was team camaraderie.
Mm-hmm.
I actually found out I really loved practicing a lot more than the games. I'm competitive to a certain extent, but not like I want to crush everyone. I really liked, hanging out with my soccer buddies or basketball players. And now at 43, it really is, it has a lot to do with mental health. I was out, one example, I was out all day yesterday and got back home and I said, I want to go for a run. Had nothing to do with, I want to burn calories. I want to do this. It was, I want to run to the top of the hill and I want to see the view and I want to just reconnect with myself. And so
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one aspect that I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, about the reconnection with yourself, because it is something that you do with yourself, for yourself. There's a long-term benefit, but there's an immediate benefit right now.
Oh,
And
I agree 100%.
yeah,
And the thing is when we're moving our body and doing something with our body, whether it's running to the top of the hill or walking around your neighborhood or doing, Pilates or bicycling or, whatever your jam is, playing soccer in the park, the ability to focus on just moving your foot from here to here or kicking the ball to there. I'm given to understand, not being a sports person myself, that when we can connect into just doing something, it takes away all of the, well, what if this happens, what if that happens, that little voice inside of our head. So what would you say, Chris, what is the longest number of days that you think you could go without doing some physical exercise?
that's a good question. I've tested this theory because I've gone years without physical exercise. I've been out of shape, and it's definitely a very different experience. As far as from like if you're designing the optimal life, if you're designing what should, I kind of hate to deal in should sometimes because everyone's so different, but I really think some sort of physical exercise should be in our week every week.
Okay.
So somebody who's doing nothing now listening to your show, even if you can get one walk in per week or one
Oh,
fill in the
gorgeous.
blank, honestly, whatever you enjoy is great.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then once you get started, then you can sort of course correct. But
Right.
I'm a big believer, take baby steps, start with one more of whatever than you're doing right now and go from there.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Just add one thing in or replace one thing,
Yeah.
get used to that and then go further. When I started my weight loss journey, I could make it to the corner. That was really what I could do. And I was just like, well, okay, I'm going to do this every day. And then it was, I'm going to do this a couple times a day. And then I
Yeah.
got feeling brave and I went around the block.
Right.
And
Exactly.
and I can kind of giggle at myself, but I was embarrassed. I didn't want anyone to see me, because I was so heavy. I didn't want, I was embarrassed to be exercising because it's something I should have been doing this whole time. But, I was dealing with a whole lot of shiitake, and
Mhm.
we just have to give ourselves grace and kindness for where we find ourselves in these times and honor the warrior badass that said, Mick, screw it. I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk to the corner.
Love it.
And all I have is
Love it.
office clothes. And so that's what I'm going to wear.
Perfect. I mean, the best time to start a workout program was what, like 3 years ago. But
Right.
since you didn't do that, best time is today, right? But I
Oh,
love that you just
absolutely.
office clothes, you're at a certain point, you either have to not care about what people think if you're going to walk in the
Mhm.
neighborhood, or kind of like hide it, right? Like you don't have to get up, put on all your workout gear and this and that. There's no like right way to do it. You can kind
Mhm.
of do it wherever you are. So I had a client years ago. This is when I was first starting, 20 years ago almost. And he was very overweight and very embarrassed. And we worked out in his garage because he didn't want to even make the trip over to see me. And I said, that's great.
Yep.
We'll work out in your garage. And it is baby steps. But it's funny how every successful fitness story starts with, okay, I did this, this, and this. Fast forward a year, and then I was this rock solid bicep, right? It takes time. So
Yeah.
it's not about, I need to fix this, I need to figure this out today. I'm a huge believer in like get on the bicycle and you can't balance unless you start moving, right? So
Ooh, I
get on the
like
bike, start
that.
pedaling, figure out the balance.
Oh, I'm in my mind, I'm like, "How can I make that the title of this episode?" That's a great analogy. I love it. I love it. And the thing is too, nothing becomes a habit unless you've started it.
Yes.
And I feel like I know I can cripple myself by, saying, "Okay, great. I'll start this and then do that and then da 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 and da da da," and then bam, wall of overwhelm,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then it's easy to just go back to what I did last week and not add in the thing, whatever that happens to be. And when you're dealing with mental health, which I do actively manage every moment, um, I think that doing something simple like taking a walk is such a relief because it's such a low barrier to entry. Unless it's a blizzard or a hurricane, you can
Hmm.
get the right clothes on and still take your walk or an umbrella or a whatever. And when you deal with people who are afraid to go to the gym, or maybe afraid isn't the right word, but hesitate to go to the gym, or, oh, I have to drive across town, or,
Right.
and we make up these reasons. What are some ways that you encourage people?
I like reminding people about when they were kids. I'm pretty sure most people listening, when they were kids, their favorite subject in school, right? You come home, your parents say, "What's your favorite subject in school?" Recess. I love recess the most. Oh, and then parents like, "Come on, I mean, do you like math, science, history? What?" No, recess. I like recess because I get to play with my friends.
And PE,
And
because then we get
PE,
to play organized games with rules. Fun.
exactly, exactly. And at some point, that turns into, all right, you got to do 3 sets of 10 of this, and then you got to hit your back, and you got to go here, and then you have to keep your heart rate above this rate, and you have to do, and it's like, how do I even keep this straight? So that adding all those layers just makes people feel like it's so hard to succeed
Oh
in
my
this,
gosh. Yeah.
when in reality, it's no, no, no. It's recess. This is the
Yeah.
recess of your day. You have 2, 3, 4 kids. You have a job, maybe a side hustle. You wake up at 6 in the morning. You go to bed at midnight. Your life is crammed full of stuff. Your calendar has multiple double bookings. This is your me time. Once you have been doing something for months and months, and you're past that point of you actually feel better doing it now. Like, oh, I just feel so much better when I do my daily walk.
Yes.
At that point, you're already on the other side. Welcome to the team. You're already here. At that point, you can start thinking, okay, now let me do some research or let me hire a trainer and figure out what's the best methodology I should be using. I realized that I could develop this muscle a little more, or maybe I need
Mm-hmm.
a little bit more focus on my cardio, or my doctor says my bone density is low. Maybe I need to do more weighted compound movements. That's when you want to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
But when you are not in any kind of habit, any kind of routine, goal number one is, hey, let's try to do something every day, or 5 days a week at least.
Mm-hmm.
And don't even think about what it is. Just do it.
I love that. I love that so much. And is there a way for the listener to join you on these classes? Are they like online? What's up? Talk to
They
me.
are, yeah. Good question. Thank you for asking. I offer a 30-day trial. They are all online. healthintherealworld.com, and they can sign up for the 30 days, and we can chat a little bit in the start, but it's all about just letting people try it out, and then going from there. So yeah.
I love it. And Health in the Real World is also the name of Chris's podcast, dear listener. So check it out. And thank you so much for joining us, Chris. I want to be respectful of your time. I know you've got a class to lead.
Well, thank you, Mel. I appreciate it. You've been on the podcast twice, and I've enjoyed both those conversations. And thank you for allowing me to come on your show. I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
Absolutely. We appreciate you.